OG should just be able to take this tower and shift the gold right back.
And now we're gonna see where Orgy. No. Origin.
Welcome to week 3 of the Fantasy League. Now that I've cleaned up my desk from the cold open, let's just get into it. It's a nice, exciting week. And to be fair, based on what happened last week, D needed to be toppled. They're still there on top, but with everyone catching up and people starting to get more used to the league, let's see how things panned out. Here's the week 3 rundown. Right, let's get the week going. XL, getting into the swing of things now. Getting their second win of the game and taking 5 of the objectives. In that, getting the tower, the herald, the baron, the blood, and of course, the win. That's not to say that Schalke were completely humbled, they did get the dragon. You know, but it just ended up XL's way. 16 kills to 1, that sort of way. Vitality starting to get back into their form against a resurgent Misfits, which is all the more annoying when they ended up with 5 out of the 6 objectives. They ended up with the tower, the dragon, the herald, the baron, and the first blood, but just could not wrap the game up, and it ended up Misfits' way, 17 kills to 8. So, G2, still inconsistent, not doing very well at all. And when you compare it to SK, who really weren't doing well in the spring split, it showed. Now, the objectives, they were even. G2 ended up with the tower, the herald, and the first blood, but SK got the dragon, the baron, and the important thing, the win. Now, Mad Lions and Origen. It was a good game, but in terms of objectives, that's the thing that we're in for. Mad ended up with 4 of the objectives: Tower, Herald, Baron, and the important win. Origen did get the dragon and did get the first blood, but it just wasn't their game. Mad Lions 13-5. The last game of Friday, Fnatic versus Rogue, and Rogue, there's no way of saying this, they dominated. Oh, I guess that is a way. They took all the objectives. Fnatic didn't really get a look in, and this ended up being Fnatic's 3rd straight loss this split. The game ended 21-8 Rogue. Saturday, and Vitality decided to heed their warnings from yesterday's performance. They ended up again with 5 out of the 6 objectives, but they were the tower, the dragon, the herald, the baron, and the win. SK only picking up the first blood and not doing much else. It just was opposite day for their performances. Vitality ended up taking it 12-5. 13-5. Misfits. They, however, still wanted to keep their performance going, and they kind of humbled XL Gaming for this one. Yep, it's another sweep. The kills, though, I mean, they looked closer throughout, and then the Baron fight happened and chaos. But it ended up 14-6 to Misfits. 15-6. Always that extra kill. Anyway, next game. Origen versus Schalke, and apart from the Freudian slip, it was a balanced game. Origen ended up with the first tower, the herald, the first blood, and they did get the win in this game. Schalke, again, ended up getting the dragon. And, well, Origen won, 16-7. Game 4, the unofficial match of the week. Rogue versus Mad Lions, and Rogue's dominance had to end. And it ended in the form of Mad Lions. Rogue only ended up picking up the first dragon out of our objectives list. Mad picked up the tower, the herald, the baron, the first blood, and, as I said it, the win. In terms of kills, it ended 11-4. And now, the actual match of the week was actually a disappointment. Fnatic did not turn up, even though they got the bulk of the objectives. They got the tower, the herald, and the first blood. G2 ended up with the dragon and the win, and still decided that Baron, I mean, they've had a falling out because they didn't go for it. 24-6 G2. And there we go, week 3 in the bag. So, based on that, let's have a look at the standings, and you can see there Martin at the bottom, 25 points for that week. Sapphire ended up in the nice 5th slot with 35, which would have been a good week if it wasn't for the fact that opponents closer to her also stepped up their game. As you can see, the top 4 didn't really do very well, and I'll bring up some of the predictions just so you can have a look there. Pause if you will. But as you can see, Terry's predictions as we bring up the second half of the table were only beaten by Darius and a solitary point. Duncan had a very good week, and Steph, he got himself back into the game as well. Only slightly, but he was going there. So we bring up some more predictions and the confirmation of the actual results, and there you can see Darius's big game. But how does this affect the actual standings? Well, if we look at the bottom half of the table, it's still pretty close. 12 points in it. And Darius there and Terry getting themselves well into it. But at the top, we have a new leader. We got Duncan at 133 points. But will he be able to stay there through week 4? Well, if these predictions are anything to go by, who knows? But we'll see you next week.